This is my review of Rwby, the official manga, Chapter 8. And once again, this continues to be just such an improvement over the main series. I absolutely love it. Alright, start off with talking about Torchwick. This line he says here, because this is the true nature of all the faunus. I mean, that's something else right here. I mean, in the past, as we said, in the main series at least, oh, they're animals, they're stupid, oh, blah, 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 but that felt more of a, general common insult against faunus for being dumb, stupid animals. This feels more like he's put thought into it, he's considered it, he's evaluated the faunus in his own way after seeing them, and he's come to this conclusion. He's come to view them as stupid, violent creatures who will just kill and destroy as much as they feel like. That is his conclusion from all he's seen of the faunus over his entire life. Which is, sad and, at the same time, feels like a more vicious attack. In the way that's more personal, it's not just, oh, general racism, it's personal racism. A personal, I was going to almost say distaste, but, honestly, he might actually like that element of them. Interesting. And the next page is just absolutely adorable. Like, I love it. It's Penny looking herself in the mirror and seeing herself dressed in the school uniform. Imagine yourself being able to go to school, hang out with her friends, live an ordinary life, an ordinary experience, instead of being who she is, being this super weapon. I know Penny's devoted to her job, to saving the world, to doing all that, but part of her really does just want to give that up and live an ordinary life, or at the very least find a way to do both, to be the weapon and the girl. Torchwick then says something pretty amusing. Blake is yelling at him to stop, and he responds, "Now what good villain stops just because he's told to?" Which, I miss Torchwick, I really do. I know I just said before he's horrible, he's racist, he's blah blah blah, but he's a better villain than we've seen in a long time. I mean, Salem, Adam, they didn't do good with him. All of them, they don't feel fun to have around. They don't feel fun to fight. They don't feel fun to banter with. But Torchwick, on the other hand, he is amusing. When he's around, he's entertaining. When he fights, it just looks absolutely amazing. I mean, he has no real motive, so it's not that. It's not like, oh, I'm fighting to save the world. I'm fighting to destroy the world. He's just fighting to move on to the next day, to keep pushing forward, to find a way to survive in this world with the one person he might actually care about. And in a way that makes him just makes him a great villain, and I absolutely adore him. Anyway, then Sun steps in, and he almost dies. And Sun almost dies here. I know Aura is a thing and all that, but Torchwick's got his gun about 2 inches from Sun's chest. I know, the whole Aura thing will check him, but yeah, I don't think it'll work quite so well at that range with that much power. But I don't think it'll work quite that well at that range. At the very least, I'm thinking a few broken ribs, at the very worst. A hole through his stomach and poking out the other end. But thankfully, Rwby manages to save him, though she doesn't know why. She even asks herself, wait a minute, why did I save you? Which, it's a small scene, but it is just so characteristic of Rwby. She is the hero. She is a savior. She sees someone in danger, and she rushes in head first. As All Might would say, that is the definition of a hero. That is the defining trait. She rushes in head first to save people without any consideration for herself or who they are or what the situation may be. It just makes Rwby so amazing. I absolutely love her. Anyway, then, much to Sun's chagrin, Torchwick brings in 2 more battle airships, which, concerning. He even asks them, yo girls, you think we stand a chance here? And Rwby's response, nope. Nope. Nope, she says. That's our Rwby right there. I said before that rushing headfirst in danger was her best trait, but it's also something that's probably going to get her killed one day. Thankfully, though, she's not alone, and as it turns out, they have one more ally, one more friend here to save them. Penny, who has somehow gotten on board one of the airships. And Rwby's concerned. She's like, that's dangerous. Get down from there. But nope. Because Penny, she's combat ready. She brings out her swords, takes out one airship, then takes out two more, and as the White Fang are looking at her with absolute fear and terror, she says probably my favorite line in the entire series so far. Whatever reason they may claim, nobody is allowed to hurt my friend. And then they all just give up, which... Oh my god, Penny, you are terrifying and amazing, and I absolutely love you. Anyway, then we get a moment that probably made the Bumblebee community fall to their knees and cry as Yang hugs Blake to the ground, basically crying and saying, "Darn you for making me worry like that." Which, just such a great moment between the two of them. I know I said Bumblebee, but even regardless of that, even regardless of the shipping, whatever you want to call it, I like these two together, just even as friends. I think there's a great balance between the two of them, especially in the early seasons, and I just love seeing them together. And I think this is just a really great scene for their friendship. It really shows the depth of care that Yang has for Blake, and it makes Blake realize that. It makes Blake realize that she has people that care about her now. She has friends. She has teammates. She has people that are willing to search for her all night long trying to find her. And that's really important to Blake, especially after the whole revelation that she's part of the White Fang. I mean, I can understand her thinking, Rwby would accept her no matter what, because she's freaking Rwby. Yang, that's a little iffy there. I mean, even Yang wasn't quite sure how to interpret, her being a member of the White Fang. And Weiss, that's... yeah. So, this is a lot better. This is just a lot better than the main series. I spent the night making up my mind. I believe in the person that I've come to know. Meaning no more disappearing acts. Instead, we talk things out. Because we're a team after all. And this is just so much better. I know it's implied by what Weiss says in the main series, but having her say it out loud, having her say, I believe in the person I've come to know. I believe in the Blake that is my teammate. That's just... It really shows a level of growth in her that's is just so amazing. And even more so afterwards. But also, I said something they shouldn't have. For that, I'm sorry. Oh my god. Weiss apologized. That's... And she blushed while she said it. Oh my god, I absolutely loved it. I mean, I really don't ship these two together, but that would be the funniest romance in all of history, just because of how Weiss's family would react when she brought home a Faunus fiancé. Oh my god, that'd be hilarious. It's just, it's such a better moment than we got between the two of them in the main series, and I'm just so proud of the creators of this for just doing it better, just for improving the way they're expressing their emotions and saying how they really feel. I mean, that being said, we still haven't gotten, any talk between Weiss and Blake about how Weiss's father is essentially running a southern plantation, enslaving Blake's people, but hopefully down the road. I mean, hopefully in the next volume of Rwby at the very least. If that doesn't come up next volume, I literally think the series is broken beyond repair. Anyway, then Yang teases her for a bit, saying she was running around all night, worried sick, trying to find Blake. And there's some teasing back and forth, which I absolutely loved. Blake apologizes too for everything and says thank you. Blake just says thank you. She's so appreciative of having this team, of having friends who know at least the broad strokes of her past and realize that's not who she is anymore. She's a good person. She is a good teammate. She's a good friend to them, and that's all that matters. And it's just really great. I love it. Oh, anyway, then they find out Sun is here for the Vital Festival as a representative of Mistral, which they're all fairly shocked by because, yeah, as they say, you can't judge a book by its cover. Speaking of which, Rwby begins to explain to Weiss and Yang about how amazing Penny was in combat, how she took out Roman's airships and drove off all his goons, and it's only then that she realizes Penny is long gone. A slightly different scene here. The main series, her creator or father, whatever, says you can't go out on your own like that, Penny. Your time will come. But here he just says, did you have a pleasant walk? To which she replied, "Yes, sir." The way she says it here almost portrays, it might be overanalyzing, but she seems annoyed or even possibly angry here. I don't know. I mean, the shot of the hand, that's very similar to what we saw of Penny's creator in Volume 3. That was his reaction, just a hand. That feels like a callback to that, but I'm really not sure right now. And then in the final panel, we get Cinder showing up with Mercury and Emerald behind her, though kind of faded out, so maybe we're not supposed to actually know it's them. Maybe, we're going to see them down the road and they don't immediately want us to know, oh, that's them, they're working with the enemy. I can certainly see that. And then, certainly a highlight of the chapter. Next chapter, it's July 23rd, which means they are continuing this series. I know a lot of people were debating how long this is going to last. I thought maybe they just cover the first volume. But seems like we're going into Volume 2, which, hurrah! I'm certainly excited about that. I'd be ecstatic if we get to Volume 3. I mean, I think Volume 3 is probably my favorite of the series, and I would just love to see how they do it in manga form like this. It would be absolutely amazing. Volume 4 and 5, that'd be, interesting. Yeah, honestly, I know people are going to say, oh, don't do 4 and 5, they suck, they're terrible, they're awful, but I really kind of want to see 4 and 5 like this. I mean, done with, better representative of what the community wants, what the series is, just on a different time frame, different schedule. I think it'd be really interesting just to see how this author does that, how this creator does Volume 4 and 5 in his own style, in his own way, and I'd really like to see that, honestly. It's going to be interesting if we got to 6. By that time, I mean, schedule-wise, I think we'd be probably done with Volume 7, maybe even started Volume 8 by then. I mean, it's hard to say exactly, but depending on how the author paces out each chapter, and we get like a month off between each one, so it could very well be possible that he can continue this all the way up to Volume 10, which they've said would be the final volume. But it's also possible that at a certain point he's just going to, hit a wall, hit a point where either they tell him to stop or he runs out of material from the main series, though that would take quite a while. I mean, like I said, I'm hoping we at least get to Volume 3. I think that's the best of the series, and I think it'd be really great to see how he does it. If he ends it after that, I'd be a little disappointed, but I'd be content. But if he gets his own chance to do 4 and 5 his own way, and we see it's an improvement over the main series, I'd love that as well. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments down below. How long is this actually going to run? Is he going to stop at 3, 6, 10? What are your bets? Maybe I'll come back when he actually does stop and see who got it right. So yeah, again, this was just so great in so many ways. Just huge improvement over the original, and loved it. Be sure to like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And until next time, peace.